following is a CTV 30 sports presentation. Hello, everybody, from rainy Joe Regina Field, where we've taken the interview indoors, undercover here today. My name's Andy Poirier, along with Josh Lowell, and waiting in the wings is Roger Paintshoe. We're here for the Orchard Beach Seagulls versus the Lisbon Greyhounds, and my guest at Coach's Corner once again this week is Kurt Briefing. First of all, we always cover last week's game, and then we talk about the game pending right here. First of all, Kurt, last week, Booth Bay team that we haven't seen play that well in years. Seems like they had their stuff all together.
Well, what's evident is that Booth Bay spent a lot of time in the weight room in the offseason. You know, they're physically overpowering and, just tough, big, physical football team. And, we specifically geared up for the run last week. We had 9 guys up front in the box trying to contain the run, but, really it didn't work. And, they're a big football team, and they're persistent in running the football, and they did that last week just like they've been doing every game they've played in this year. So, our inexperience and lack of, size, caught up with us last week against a real good football team.
Looking ahead now at Lisbon, now you're facing the teams that are going to be the top seeds in the playoffs. This is the final of those three out of the 4 teams that will be in the playoffs. You faced all 4 of them this year. This team actually beat Booth Bay 28-7, I think, a couple weeks back. A little bit of a rivalry with these guys because you played them twice last year, so that's going to have some kind of an effect maybe. I don't know who advantages them or you more. But preparing for maybe this team a little different because I guess they're more of a balanced team.
Yeah, well, a little different from Booth Bay. They did beat them, but their style's a little bit different. They have a 4-year starter at quarterback in Jason Brooks, and he's an all-conference player last year, and certainly he's been doing much of the same this year. And they like to throw the ball, and they throw to a variety of kids. They got a sophomore, about a 6'4" kid named Shorey, who's his favorite receiver. He's a legitimate football player, but they also throw to a variety of kids out of the backfield. Dave Wellington and Jimmy Smith and a kid named Schreibner. So they are pretty balanced. Last week, in their game that we scouted, they didn't do a whole lot of throwing. They relied more on the pass, on the run. So it shows that they have an equal offensive attack. Today with the weather, who knows what they're going to do? I would think that probably they're not going to throw as much. Which probably favors us a little bit. But once again, they return a lot of skill kids from last year, a team that we ended up splitting with, but we won the most important game last year in the Western Maine Championship. So they're going to come down here and try to avenge that loss, and I'm sure there's a little extra added incentive for them making this trip this year.
We were talking prior to getting on to the air about they have a player who last year when you played him was hurt also. And this year, he's out also. That may make a factor in the running game. The Lessard kid's out this week.
What I think they had to do is, Lucian Lessard is out for the season with a broken leg, and he's a quality football player for him. What I think they did, I heard through the grapevine, is they switched a couple positions around. So you might see a kid named Keith Booker at tailback, and he was playing guard for them. And you probably hear him today on the defensive side of the football. He plays nose guard, and he's a real good one. But I think they're going to play him at some running back, and they also have their fullback named Matt Schreiber, number 36, and he's a good one. So I don't know how much that loss affects their running game, other than, they probably lose a little depth. So.
Looking on your end of it now, I know last week you had a couple injuries, either towards probably in the second half. Don Dubois, how are you set for today?
Well, we're fine for today. We don't have anybody out. Last week we didn't get the ball to Donnie as much as we would have liked to because I don't know if you remember, but the play that he stretched out for on that long pass, he picked up a little with a pulled hamstring. Wasn't real bad, not enough to keep him out for that game or this one, but that's a little tender, and we've been nursing that all week. So, but he's ready to go, and really there's no one else out. So we're pretty much full strength going into today.
Okay, well, wish you the best of luck, and see you next week in the season finale at Trape. So up to Roger in the booth for the opening kickoff.
How can the Village Inn get any better? By being the only brew pub in Old Orchard Beach serving delicious white-tail brews. By hosting a blowout Monday night football party with great food like the all-you-can-eat pasta buffet with authentic Italian dishes prepared by the experts. By having the bountiful breakfast buffet every Saturday and Sunday morning from 8 till 11. And believe it or not, there's more. Find out for yourself at the Village Inn, Saco Avenue, Old Orchard Beach. Not everything at the beach is closed. Priscilla Pickard invites you to visit her wonderland of crafts and gifts at Phil's Gifts and Crafts, 8 Ocean Park Road, Old Orchard Beach. For that unique gift for that hard-to-please person that's sure to bring a smile to all ages. Balloons for all occasions, cabin candlery candles, Christmas ornaments, beanie boppers, porcelain dolls, and of course, there's more at Phil's Gifts and Crafts, 8 Ocean Park Road, Old Orchard Beach.
One of the beach's most popular places for breakfast and lunch is the Breakfast Club Restaurant, 64 Saco Avenue, Old Orchard Beach. Currently under new management. Stop by and check out the menu. Good down-home cooking with huge portions like the double-decker sandwiches or any of the other menu items. Also to fit everyone's needs is the Dieter's Corner. For the preferred customer, pick up the preferred customer card. Buy 4 meals at regular price and receive a 5th meal for half price. Stop on by the Breakfast Club Restaurant today. See what you've been missing.
Every journey requires someone who knows the signals, someone who can guide you through difficult times. Your financial future should be guided by someone with integrity, knowledge, and strength. World Marketing Alliance, WMA, has the solution. It's an independent marketing company that chooses the most powerful financial products from the world's most respected companies and provides them direct to you.
To get your financial plan on track, call me, John Stewart, at 283-0843. Thank you.
And we're ready to roll for this afternoon's contest between Lisbon and Old Orchard Beach. Another good interview with the coach. And Kurt keeps his spirits high game after game, week after week. And that's the only way to do it, I guess, right? You've got a young team and you're building. As we speak, they're introducing the starting lineups over on the field, and we'll pick up some of that as we go along. Not a very good day this afternoon. We're going to see a lot of mud flying out there, and white jerseys are going to get obliterated, and blue jerseys with white numbers are going to get obliterated. We're going to see a lot of mud. But what the heck? It's late October. It's football. We don't look ahead for this kind of stuff, but it happens.
Yeah, we've been fortunate, though. We've had good weather most of the fall. We've had some interesting weather, a lot of wind and some nice days, a couple chilly ones as usual, but yeah, this is probably the worst day that we've had to do a football game, but you know, we're lucky because we're at Old Orchard Beach and we have good facilities here, so we are undercover, so you need to look at the bright side.
You said it.
But yeah, it is raining, as you mentioned. It's a light rain right now. It has been raining throughout the morning, and of course it's real damp. It's got to be in the 40s, I would think. They're probably upper 40s right now.
Yep.
Failed to mention that the Lisbon Greyhounds are coming here with a 5-1 record in their playoff bound naturally, with 1 game left in the season after today. And the Beach 1-5 going in a different direction, just trying to get something going now for next year. Trying to be some kind of a spoiler here in the playoff department.
Exactly. This would be a good day for it.
Well, these teams have something in common. They faced each other twice last year. Beach winning the most important one, the one that got into the state.
That's right.
Lisbon comes back here with just about the same football team. You know, this is a team that was expected to be up there where they are. And after an opening loss to Livermore Falls, up in Livermore Falls, 7-0, they've reeled off 5 straight wins, including that 28-27 win over Booth Bay in closing seconds.
Exactly. Interesting, too, last year, everybody was talking about this kid left side, top running back over there, and he got hurt, and we didn't get to see him play against the Beach, but he was only a junior, so he's back this year, top running back, and we're going to see him this year. Well, he got hurt again. So in 2 years, playing this team 3 times, we've never seen Lessard.
No, but we're going to see a lot of good football players.
Oh, for sure.
You're going to see a variety of stuff today. I think they're going to throw the ball and run. You're going to see a real nice balance on a football team. And this is the team that I picked to go to the States against Foxcroft,
right.
And I'm going to still stick to that.
One of the positive notes for the Beach is that they are healthy coming in today, and that's good at this time of the season to say, you know, we got our little nicks and bruises and stuff, I'm sure, but generally speaking, this team is in good shape, healthy, ready to roll, and that's always good news.
You mentioned with Kurt, too, in the interview, Raj, that the the last 3 football games, including this one they've played, are the top 3 teams in Class C. You know, they play up up the road at Livermore, and then they play Boothbay here, and they'll play Lisbon. Those will be the top 3 seeds.
Well, we're going to take a pause for the national anthem, which will be sung today by a young lady from Old Orchard Beach. Her name is Danielle Melanson. She's the daughter of sorry, but the well, we'll wait for that.
On the rim and out the door. That's what you'll find at Fritz's on Route 1 in Arundel, your new and used tire headquarters. Fritz's now has 2 lifts, 3 bays, and 2 full-time mechanics, along with a newly remodeled waiting room. With any purchase of a new tire, they're still offering a free mounting and balancing, plus a free valve stem. Fritz's has been serving the area for 25 years, and when you purchase a tire at Fritz's, you'll understand what they mean when they say, on the rim and out the door.
Bob's Exxon and Mini Mart, conveniently located on Elm Street in Saco, is also a state liquor agency. Bob's has a large variety of your favorite brands of beer, wine, and liquor. Whether you're planning a last-minute party, get-together, or just a quiet, relaxing evening at home, Bob's has just about everything you'll need. Sandwiches, snacks, soda, chips, and your favorite alcoholic beverage. Stop at Bob's today and get your get-together together. Bob's Exxon and Mini Mart, there for you.
What do all of these products add up to? The United States Census Bureau says approximately 58 million Americans are obese, and obesity is a contributing risk factor for 4 of the 7 leading causes of death, including heart disease, high blood pressure, stroke, diabetes, and some causes of cancer. So there is a conclusive link between diet and leading causes of death. Now, what's the real cost? At Medical Weight Management, we take weight loss and lifestyle change seriously.
Okay, I was going to say the young lady's name is, let me find it here, Danielle Melanson, and she is the sister of Scott Melanson, who's the beach quarterback. So, we are now all set to get on with the kickoff.
Yeah,
Size team, huh?
It is, definitely. You look around and they're definitely a team put together out there.
Yep.
This is a team that was spoiled by the beach last year, and they're expected to be up there last year. They're going to, we'll see Moyes, one of the top receivers for them, Walter Moyes, he'll be kicking off. They're coached by Richard Minahan. You want to mention that?
Mm-hmm.
Lisbon Greyhounds in their white with the dark pants and the helmets, and the beach with their home blue and silver. And we're all set to go. Looks like the beach will be receiving, Rod, going from right to left towards the scoreboard.
Absolutely. And back down deep, Don Dubois is in the center. And he is flanked by Ken Burke and Scott Darling. And doing the kicking is, as you said, one of the Moyes, I assume brothers. There are 2 of them here. This is Walter Moyes, number 47. And the kick is away. It'll go to Burke. Picks it at just short of the 20-yard line. Looks for a hole up the middle. Finds a little room. Gets over the 30. And the Seagulls go on offense.
Good tackle by Brian Chase, number 62, and also 24, Josh Lorette. Good special team coverage that time by Lisbon. Of course, if you're the beach, your best defense will try to be your offense today. You've got to try to keep this team off the field because they can run some points on the board, Raj.
Yeah.
A lot of weapons out there.
Okay, we snap out with Melanson, the quarterback. We have Stevens in the lineup, number 34, Jesse Stevens. Handoff goes up the middle. And Burke will get maybe a yard or 2. We'll call it 2nd and 9, maybe 8. Melanson comes back with the play.
Stevens is back in the lineup after being out last week.
That's right. Out of the wishbone. Don Dubois gets good yardage, close to the 40-yard line. He'll be short of the first down by a couple, so it'll set up a 3rd down and 2. They had a little room that time, right up the middle.
A lot of teams will try that right at the beginning of the game. They'll test the middle of that line
Always.
and see if they have success. And so far, the Beach is 3rd and 2 away from their first down here in their opening drive.
Smith is the center. He's flanked by the Gittinger brothers, who are both playing guard. The handoff is almost broken up. He did make it, thank God, to Burke, but there's a loss in the play.
Yeah.
And it'll go back to set up a 4th down in about 4, we'll call it. And that should be a punting situation, I would think. They'll make a couple of changes in the lineup. Number 32 coming in is Garrett Stevens. And dropping back will be Scott Darling. He does a lot of punting and does it very well, doesn't he?
Evidently, they've scouted him, and they see him. He's punted pretty well because they're back there pretty deep.
Yeah. There's a boy hanging back around the 25-yard line. It's their own 25. Flag is down. Where did that go? Just the Beach.
Somebody moved in the line.
Well, it could have been a first down if it had gone the other way.
Oh, it is.
It
okay.
is.
I thought 62 jumped over, but then I saw an official point towards the Beach
1,
backfield.
2, 3, 4, 5. Very good, Mr. Official, sir. Sometimes they walk off 4, 6.
Well, sometimes they don't hear us, neither.
3.5.
Oh, yeah, we saw.
It varies. Well, they got the first down. Get them any way you can. And the ball is out at the Seagull 43.
That's the best third down play to call.
Absolutely. Out of the wishbone, Dubois tried that before with some success. Does it again with about the same success. Another 5 yards. And the Seagulls move it up to their own 48.
Yeah, with the weather the way it is, and the Beach threw 5 interceptions last week against Boothbay.
Yes,
I think their best offense will be trying to stay on the ground and using up the clock and just seeing what they can do on the ground and not risking something in the air at this point.
Well, they've got some pretty good size up front to follow. And that's nothing there. Burke trying to wedge a yard or two without success.
Yeah, absolutely nothing. Third down and about 4. Opening minutes, 9 minutes and 5 seconds left in the opening quarter from Joe Regina Field. The Lisbon Greyhounds and the Old Orchard Beach Seagulls meeting in the next to the last regular season game of the year. Last home game for the Beach.
That's right. Let's see if they go for a little crossing pattern or something. No, they're going to run. Dubois is going to get nothing. Tries to get a little bit back, but there's a loss of a couple. And now we're back to a 4th down again, this time 4th and 7. And the Seagulls again will go to punt. And an offside penalty this time would not give them the first down.
2 of them would, but not 1.
2 of them would.
Well, I don't know. It depends where they mark it.
Well, that's true. It might. You never know. You never know. And he gets away the punt. It's a good one, floating down here on this side of the field, and will come dead at about the 26-yard line. That's not bad. No return.
30-yard punt by Darling. No
And so, with what we got, 8:09 left here in the first quarter, the Lisbon Greyhounds will be going on offense for the first time this afternoon. We'll get to see some of this power offense that we've heard so much about. Naturally, they had the chance to see quite a bit of last year. This is a returning veteran team, so a lot of the same faces, a lot of the same numbers.
Yeah, and that quarterback, Rod, is a 4-year starter.
There you go. Jason Brooks, number 8. Yeah, we've called that name several times over the past few years.
They like to run out of the eye is what they're doing now, same as last year.
And they're going to throw to the flat, complete the first one.
That's
And
Shorey.
Shorey's going to get a first down for Jeremy Shorey, number 10.
first down reception by
He'll be using his size, Raj, I'm sure, during the course of the game. He goes 6'3", 180, but he's a very good receiver for them. He gets about a dozen yards on the play.
Listed here as a sophomore. Ball is out to the 38-yard line. First and 10. Shorey this time splits down at the bottom of your screen here on our side of the field, along with Eric Roy, number 13. So they have 2 boys down here. And there's only really one defensive back looking to cover them both, but the handoff is up the middle, and the gain of maybe a couple.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the Beach needs to bring somebody onto that side of the field.
I would say.
I'll tell you, if that would have been a quick outlet pass, he's gone for six points right there. And that time they knew it. They've got two. There we go.
Now they got the two boys coming over on coverage because he was would have been picked up. They had two boys here on offense with only one defender back there with them. Okay, we've got a 2nd down and 7. Schreiber picked up the 3 yards in the first run. Brooks on a design play. Now he pitches out on the option, and he's going to get some room. Tackle down here over the 50-yard line for a first down. That's Jim Smith, number 22. Another number that we were told to look out for. So number 22, Smith, will get the good yardage. And we're going to put the ball right smack dab on the 50-yard line for a first down. So they're picking up some yardage here in solid amounts.
And they're doing a variety of things. Again, you know, the quick outlet pass and the run, the option.
Shorey again split at the top of your screen. On the first down, out of the eye. Schreiber, no. Brooks hangs onto it. Pitches out. It's dropped, picked up. He's going to come out of there with yardage.
At least 4, anyway.
Yeah,
so.
Jim Smith one more time. And on a bobbled play that could have been a disaster, but ends up picking up 4, and it'll look like 2nd and 6.
An injured Old Orchard player down right here near midfield, Raj.
Right.
Looks like one of the linemen, I'm not sure. Clock stopped right now with 6:33 left in the first quarter of action. Still no score. And a day like today, you know, you kind of expect some ankle maybe injuries or something happening because we are looking at right where he's down right now at the center of that field is some mud. I'm sure the feeling is very slippery.
And maybe Tom Veer, number 73, who was down. His dad is up here in the booth with us because he does the camera work for the Beach. Anyway, Tom is down. So we've got a little bit of a timeout while they look to Tom. With that, let's take a break. We'll be back.
When it comes to friends, family, and business associates, there's really one place to stay. Exit 5 Motel and Cottages. Conveniently located off the Turnpike and open year-round, Exit 5 offers an indoor heated pool and spa with quality motel rooms, including 2 special anniversary suites with fireplaces and jacuzzi tubs. Modern spacious cottages and kitchenettes are also available on the beautifully landscaped grounds. For your next anniversary, wedding, or business function, be sure to call Exit 5 first.
The injured player was Tom Veer, and he came off the field very slowly, favoring the leg. So we'll keep a look on him as he comes down here to the bench. 2nd down and about 6. Brooks throws to this side. Now it's Shorey again. He avoids a couple, now gets stopped, but he'll be down to the Seagull 38-yard line on another fine offensive play. And the Lisbon offense just continues to march downfield.
I was going to mention that Tom Veer is only a sophomore, by the way.
Yep.
And that was also another sophomore that caught that ball. And I'll tell you, those are pretty good percentage passes right there in the line of scrimmage. And he's getting some yards out of them.
We've got a first down as Brooks looks at his offense. Hands off to the inside deep, first back through, fullback Schreiber. And he'll get down to the 30-yard line for another 8 yards. Well, make it 7 as they move it back up to about the 31. So it'll set up a 2nd down and 3.
They're mixing it up real well.
They
got to give
are.
them a lot of credit. They're very patient. They're not, waiting for the bomb. Just marching down the field 7 or 8 yards at a time.
Schreiber is the fullback in this eye, with Smith the tailback. Good blocking, plenty of time for Brooks to get the pass away. It is incomplete, however, intended for Dave Wellington, number 21. Down there in the flat, just a little overthrown. Brooks had excellent blocking as he keeps the 2 backs in for blocking purposes, and they both picked up a blitzing lineman, and
And bring up 3rd and 3.
And it does.
I was just checking to see in the roster if they had a receiver named Dunn. I was going to say Brooks and Dunn.
Oh, yeah, right. 3rd and 3. Brooks will pitch out, and falling on it back here is Jim Smith. That's the second time that an option pitch has been bobbled. This time it's for the loss that the Seagulls are happy about. Comes back up to their own 41. It sets up a 4th down now in about 12, maybe 13 yards, and let's see if the Greyhounds decide to maybe punt and try to nail the beach deep, and that's what they're going to do, apparently. Moyes, number 47, does all the kicking. DuBois will drop back deep for the Seagulls, standing there in about his own 10-yard line. Moyes gets it away, angles it to the opposite side of the field, and it's going to get a nice angle, and I think it got into the end zone. Yeah, I think they're going to call it a touchback, and they'll bring it back up to the 20, but that was close. That just missed by a couple of feet.
Yeah, that was a good effort that time. Good punting by Lisbon. 4:39 left in the opening quarter from the Joe Regina Field Village Inn scoreboard drive.
The Village Inn scoreboard, that's right.
We have no score, though.
We have no score. On the Village Inn scoreboard, nada, nothing, zip. There's nothing on there. No scores, zeros. Plenty of zeros. Okay, 1st down for the Seagulls at their own 20-yard line. DuBois going wide and gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's it.
Not much there. Defensively, they cut the corner out and just wasn't able to turn it. And everybody from Lisbon on the corner was there waiting for him. So it's going to be 1st and 2nd down and 10 now on their own 20-yard line.
Good pursuit by the defense. They didn't let them lose.
Of course, every time you get DuBois in the backfield, you know there's going to be a couple kids just shadowing him around.
Yeah, he is in many ways the bulk of the offense. There's a loss on that carry by Jesse Stevens. Loses about 4. 3rd and 14, and the offense is going the wrong way here. Melanson gets his call from the coach. Heads back up to the huddle.
Yeah, 3rd and long, and again, last week the passing game is not the strength of this team.
No.
They do have DuBois in the backfield. You got to wonder, they could punt out of this formation too. You never know.
He's got Darling split wide, and Melanson is looking for him. No, he's going to throw back.
Oh, that's a lateral, though.
It was a lateral to DuBois, and well behind him, out of bounds, and 4th down. So another punting situation for the Seagulls deep in their own territory. They'll be punting from out about their own 16-yard line. Oh, wait a minute.
No, they're moving a bit. That was a lateral.
It was
The ball
a
went out of
lateral
bounds.
and went out of bounds. You're right. So that moved the ball all the way back to the 7-yard line. And it'll be 4th down and about 23. Darling is punting. Folks are waiting for it back up here around the 40-yard line, make it the 45, where Wellington catches it on the fly, moves downfield, avoids one tackle, and is free down the sideline. Now he's calling it dropped. A flag, however, went down at about the 19-yard line.
Yeah, that's usually clipping.
It usually is, so it probably will come back, but it's a nice return, one way or the other, by Wellington. Without the flag, Wellington went from the 45-yard line, where he caught that thing on the run, all the way down to the 10, so he had picked up 35 yards, but it's going to come back, or at least a portion of it is going to come back. They're going to walk off the penalty from the point of the foul, which I guess was about the 19-yard line. And they're waiting for a dry ball. There we go. And now the official walks off 5, 10, 15, back up to about the 34-yard line. So it's a first down, and Lisbon back on offense at the Seagull 34 with 2:20 left in the first quarter in a scoreless game on the Village Inn scoreboard. Yep. First down. Pass to the flat again, Wellington this time, and not much. That was Justin Cordwell who just wouldn't let go. Cordwell did tackle well. Second down. I don't know.
About a 2-yard pickup on the pass play.
Yep.
You throw that just kind of like a, just a pass to the end. Just
That's
a quick
right.
pass on the
It's
sidelines.
it's like allowing somebody with speed to be loose out on the side without getting away from the bulk of the tacklers. Interesting. Second down and about 8 or 7. Brooks calling signals. With his 2-back set in the eye. The second back through. Gets very little.
Jamie
Smith.
getting here?
Yeah.
The DuBois getting up from that pile. You got to give the Beach a lot of credit on defense here after taking a pounding the last 2 weeks, allowing over somewhere around close to 90 points on that defense. They've almost held Lisbon scoreless here coming into the first quarter.
They have. It's 3rd and 7. Brooks will throw. Looks for his people deep. Now he's going to go over the middle.
Hit.
No way. Can't get rid of it.
That was, Darling was the first man to hit him. Yeah, Laveria.
Mark Laveria, 72, very happy with his performance. He should be. Darling also got a hand on that, and the loss is back to the 41.
He was the cleanup man for what Darling started that time.
Actually, that was a coverage sack, they call that, because he had nobody to go to. He looked,
Exactly.
he looked again, he had time, there was nobody open, and he took the hit. 4th down and the ton, and they're going to punt. Moyes getting it away. It's a high kick, spiraling down about the 10, and a fair catch is done there by Don DuBois, spotted at the 11.
I don't know who was set out here. I don't know if it was Wellington, but Burke just leveled him. He was the whiteout trying to cover the punt. Maybe DuBois was seeing Wellington coming straight down there with good coverage, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Burke just decked him.
We have 13 seconds left here in this first quarter as the Seagulls take over at their own 11-yard line. We'll get off a play, and that'll probably do it for our first quarter. Short gain maybe of a couple as the clock runs down and out. So we have completed our first quarter of play from Joe Regina Field and Old Orchard Beach, and our score on the Village Inn scoreboard. Old Orchard Beach nothing, Lisbon nothing. Josh and Andy and I will be back.
When you're ready to consider retirement living, consider the Pines in Ocean Park. This 10-acre campus is located on the edge of nature on Manor Street, just off Temple Avenue in Ocean Park. Because we arrange individual HUD Section 8 subsidies for our residents, rental rates are affordable. Apartments are spacious and convenient, and we offer a variety for programs, activities, and services. The Pines is a community for retirement living, with the emphasis on living.
At mailboxes, etc., we offer all the usual postal services you'd expect, like private mailboxes with 24-hour access. But we also offer business support services to help your business grow. And we represent all major package shipping services, whether your package is going around town or around the world. At mailboxes, etc., we not only offer mailboxes, but so much more. Why not come in today and let us show you?
Atlantis Enterprises has been the professional chefs and restaurant owner's choice in southern Maine for some time. Now Atlantis wants it to be your choice. One visit to their new expanded showroom will convince you that Atlantis is the place for all of your kitchen needs, including in-house design in your kitchen. From a spatula to a professional range, they have discount prices on all major manufacturers, like Hobart, Vulcan, Rubbermaid, Duraware, and KitchenAid. And they're conveniently located off Exit 5 on the Main Turnpike. Stop at Atlantis today for a step up to excellence.
Ready for the start of the second quarter in this scoreless game from Old Orchard Beach.
The frozen tundra of high school right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although little signs of maybe even possibly clearing, Raj.
That would be nice. That would be nice. Okay, we got a second down as Don Dubois finds a little hole, avoids a couple of people, and will get out to about the 19-yard line. That's some good positive yardage. It'll be a third down and 2, a 3, 2.5. Third down play coming up. See what the coach decides to do as Melanson checks in. Number 54 that you see there, by the way, now at center is Evan Hinkle. For some reason, it's just a name we haven't mentioned a lot over the season, and he's played a lot of football. So my apologies, Mr. Hinkle.
That's a first down, close to it. I think it is. Now we get a flag right into the pile. But that might be on the defense. I'm not sure because it's thrown right into the tackle.
Might get a face mask on it.
I thought that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it looked like, and that's what it is. It's a 5-yard pickup, too, so it was a first down.
First down, Seagull.
Okay, so we're going to walk off 10 or 15? 15.
Oh, yeah, it's a big one.
That brings the ball out very nicely to the 39. Let's remember that this all started back at the 11-yard line.
Yep. There's 3 flags now for Lisbon. They took themselves out of that long punt by Wellington, then they gave the Beach a first down earlier in the game when they should have punted. And now another big penalty. So they're their own worst enemy, although the Beach defense is playing well.
Okay, first down, and Burke just follows his blocking, basically Jamie Gettinger, and we'll get about 3 or 4.
It's a good game plan. You know, they're using the clock. They're just running the ball. They're showing some different looks out there, and you know, they're letting the clock run so Lisbon doesn't get their hands on the ball. And if they keep playing defense like this, it'll be a long afternoon for the Greyhounds.
Second down and about 6, maybe 7. Melanson handing off to Dubois, who's got room off a nice block from Jesse Stevens that broke him loose. Number 34 coming across, getting the block, opened up a nice hole for Donnie to run. And Don gets it over the 50-yard line down to Lisbon territory, and that's the first time that the Beach offense has crossed the 50 this afternoon. That's a good sign. They're on the 48-yard line.
And that just fires them up a little more.
Sure. First down. Dubois on the wing on this play as Stevens comes around looking for a block and finds the hole instead, which is just as good, and he'll drive down to about the 45 and pick up about 3, maybe 4.
You know, everybody looks at the record sometime, you know, in the paper and how they got blitzed the last couple of games. But tell you, there's a playoff team right now. Jay, I think, will end up being the 4th playoff team. They destroyed Madison last night. Beach should have beat them that day over here, 6 or 7-0. You know,
right. That was a tough one.
Yeah, they've played well at times. There's no question.
We'll call it 2nd and 7. With Burke in motion, the handoff is to Dubois, and he is hit right away.
Yeah.
Schreiber comes up from his linebacking position to catch him and drop him for a loss.
Yeah, just shot the gap that time.
Sure did.
And nobody there but Schreiber and Dubois, and it's going to bring up ball back at the original line of scrimmage, maybe a foot or a yard longer. 3rd and long, 3rd and 10. And again, the Beach has yet to put the ball up in.
That's right. We haven't seen a pass yet from this Seagull offense. Ball is back to the 49-yard line. So now on 3rd and long, if they're going to throw, this would be probably as good a place to do it as any, but they're going to run. And it's going to be Burke who keeps his feet and drives forward very nicely down to the Lisbon 41. Nice game.
Going to bring up 4th and about 2.
Yeah.
And interesting, you know, the way the momentum is going here for the Beach, Curtis may go for this. Although, you know, it's still early, you got a chance to pin Lisbon deep, too, in their own end.
Right.
And with Darling's foot, you know, you could get it right down there, too. So interesting call right here with 8:42 left and the clock moving now till half. It looks like they're getting set to go. Oh, there's a first down.
Well, that could go against the Beach.
Okay, they're all pointing that way. I'm not convinced yet.
An offensive lineman did move.
Okay.
And let's see what happens.
Yeah, looks like it will be.
the tackle guard on the other side just sort of flinched when all that defensive lineman jumping around happened.
Well, that may change the play now.
That's right. That
4th and
does
about
change.
8. And we'll see if Darling gets the booted out or it looks like they're going to go. Right now they're getting set up to go, but again, I think Dubois has actually kicked before from this formation.
Dubois can kick out of here, so keep that in mind, folks. 4th down. And that's what's going to happen.
Oh, and that no flag on it.
No flag, and he's saying why not as the ball dies at about the 6-yard line. Don is still on his, now he's getting up, very upset.
Unless they said he got a piece of the ball. That'd be the only thing that I could think of, but.
Anyway, the ball is going to be set down at the 6-yard line, so it's a terrific punt.
Yeah, the clock stopped with 8:18 left, and still no score here from Joe Regina Field between the Greyhounds from Lisbon and Old Orchard Beach Seagulls. If you're Old Orchard, you got to be real happy with the way this thing is going, and the more you can keep their offense and them off the scoreboard.
Absolutely, and then
defense is playing well.
You look for that break that can happen, and you know, football's a funny game. Handoff is to Smith. He's going to get tripped up pretty nicely by Burke, I believe. Has got a hand on him.
Yeah, Smith gets about 5, maybe. We give him about 5. Roger, just to say how funny football is, you know, I know we got Battle of the Bridge going across right now as we speak, but Bangor got upset by Mount Blue by 20 points last night. They had been rolling over everybody all season long. So, yeah, football's a funny game.
38-18, I think you said, right? That's an amazing score. 2nd down, about 6, and the handoff is to...
that's the quarterback keeper. He saw something up the middle.
Brooks just hangs on to it and gets the 1st down. Nice play, comes out to about the 18, 17, we'll call it the 18-yard line.
Yeah, 7-yard pickup by Brooks. I'm not sure if that's, you know, a play where the center and the quarterback just know it, or it's called from the bench, but pretty hard to call that from the bench if you don't know how the defense is going to line up.
That's for sure. 1st down. Out of the eye, everybody in tight on this play. Just power football right now. Smith is going to power out for about 3 or 4.
Yeah, Smith gets almost 5. They're going to give him about 5, actually, on the play.
2nd down. Offense is taking a different look, Andy.
Yeah, it has.
You notice that they're keeping everybody in close. We don't see those split backs anymore.
Yeah, the wideouts
are all uptight.
Exactly.
We've decided that we're going to just power the ball upfield here and stop playing games. There's the pitch out to the deep back in this power eye. Smith gets a lot of room over on this side and is out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Got good yardage on that carry. Was driven out by Ryan Willett, number 20. Other people that we should mention on the beach side of the ledger here. Brad Beals is number 15 in the lineup. Or he's out of the lineup now, but he was in on that play. Defensive signals are called by Darling, 84. 85 in there is Derek Blanchard, one of the down linemen. Defensive end. Now they go the other way. It's Smith. He hurdles one and is finally brought down, but he'll pick up another 6 or 7. Good gain.
Yeah, Smith's been the workhorse. He's carried the ball now about 8 times. And like you said, you brought up a good point, Raj. I was mentioning to you, I think, during a break, how they were lining up 2 wideouts on one down on the right side. Then they would switch over on the left, and they would use that formation. And they weren't getting the yards they're getting now running the ball. Everybody's mostly in tight.
Everybody's in tight. It's 2nd down and about 3.
Fullback just moved, and there was no call on the play.
That's true.
Beach was pointing to that.
There's Smith finding a hole. He will get the 1st down. Blanchard on top of him, dragging him down. But there's a flag also right there at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a face mask on the beach.
I think it could be. And that'll be 15 that they don't need. Yep. So they'll walk that off down to the 35-yard line. Yeah, and again, remember, this drive started at the 6.
Yeah, the Beach were pointing to Schreiber. He did make a motion. Not really sure he moved enough to call anything, though. But they're using a lot of long counts also on 2nd and 3rd and short to try to draw the Beach offside, I'm noticing.
Now they've split Moyes. He's down below here, just out below our camera range. There he is. This is Moyes wide. First time they go to a wide out for a while. They're going to throw right over the middle. Well done. I've always felt, and what do I know, but I've always felt that there's a lot of room in high school football for crossing patterns over the middle in these defenses. And we rarely see it. We usually see the long bomb or the sideline throw. And I think the shorter pass plays of people crossing, from both sides over the middle, there's room.
Yeah.
Anyway, Smith still on his feet. I guess he went out of bounds.
He got hit real hard by Scott Darling that time, and Darling ended up being the one going down.
Darling has been one of the outstanding defensive players for this Beach team all season long. Wherever the ball is, he isn't far behind, and he has laid out some terrific hits. We have seen it all season. He plays for real.
Yeah, second down and 6, too, by the way. And we're down to 5 minutes and 18 seconds left till halftime, and the Greyhounds are actually threatening for the first time in the football game. See, a long count is what they're using.
Yeah, you got it. That's right up the middle. Schreiber, and he's going to get the first. There's another flag.
That's coming back. That's holding in the line.
You may be right. You know it, yeah. Well, let's see what they call. Yeah, they're going to walk this one off. Flag went down at about the 17, 18-yard line. Going to walk it off. Andy, living in Biddeford as I do, I get a chance to see some of the public access stuff. I don't, unfortunately, get to see Media One, which is CTV30, which is where we do our stuff. But you've been doing some very, very good work. I want to congratulate you for the work you did with that football. We may have mentioned it last week, but they continue to show it this week, and I still see your work with those little kids.
Yeah, the little guys.
Sounds like you had a lot of fun.
Yeah, they like it because they get to be on TV, so
yeah,
it's a big thing.
Brooks going back. Rush gets it away to Schreiber underneath. Now he's got some blockers who come back, and he's going to drive down inside the 15. He's going to get all that penalty back and more, really.
Yeah, almost a first down.
Yep.
I don't think he's going to make it, though. I think he just missed. It's going to be close.
It'll be close. Yeah, I think you're right.
Oh, they're going to give it to him.
Are they? Yes,
okay.
they are.
All right. Well, you got a better angle at it, I guess.
We'll set it up at about the, let's call it the 13, closer to the 12, somewhere in there. Brooks is going to call signals here on a first down. Everybody in tight. This offense. Handoff is to Smith. He fumbles, but recovers it. Fell behind him.
Again, this is the kind of break that you look for on a day like today.
For sure.
You're just waiting for something like that to happen. And so far, I think that's the second or third time they've actually fumbled and regained the ball back.
Yeah.
So, see how that plays into it. And it's a loss of about a yard at 2.
Second and, let's call it 12. We're back around the 14-yard line. Clock is running, of course, through all of this, coming down to about the 4-minute mark here in the second quarter. Brooks out of the eye, drops back, looks to throw. He's got a Wellington. Now he's going to go deep, and he's got a man standing all alone in the end zone for the touchdown. And that's Moyes, number 47, who got behind the defense. Wellington was down in that same general area. He pulled the defender away with him. There was no safety back there with Moyes standing all alone.
Yeah, that's an easy 6 for them. Nice rollout that time by Brooks. And you think by him rolling out like that, somebody would be on the receiver and that end of the field, at least looking that way. But somebody either got caught out of position. And at 3:57 left till halftime, the Greyhounds get on the board.
And it appears that they will go for the 2 as they go into a pro set. Smith and Schreiber are the backs.
Had a lot of trouble getting that point after looking at some of the stats this year.
Brooks is going to throw, being rushed, looks into the corner, and overthrows. So it's incomplete. And with 3:57 left here in the second quarter from Old Orchard Beach on the Village Inn scoreboard, our score, Lisbon 6, Old Orchard Beach nothing. Andy and I will be back.
sometimes you just want to do the same old thing. When you need photocopies at reasonable rates, you want to visit Copy It again. Multiple copies, collated, stapled, or bound are no problem for Copy It's high-speed copier. Don't go anywhere else for copies up to 36 inches wide or for blueprints. But when you want some color in your life, go to Copy It. Copy It's full-color copier reproduces photos and artwork like you wouldn't believe and gives pizzazz to business documents. Whether you want the old or the new, go to Copy It for all your copy needs.
We're getting ready for the kickoff with the Seagulls down 6-zip. And Moyes, who scored the touchdown, gets the kick away. It's a floater that comes down around the 24, 25-yard line. Kenny Burke picks it up, and we'll get a good return. A few yards out to about the 37 or 38-yard line. Make it the 37-yard line, so it's a first down for the Seagulls.
Yeah, with 3 minutes and 51 seconds left till halftime, the Beach is still yet to throw away a ball up in the air. And with them being down only 6-0, it'll be interesting to see if they try something here, like, try to throw some passes in the middle of this, or see if they're content with at least keeping it close till half.
Dubois coming wide, cuts back. And, the sign of a tough kid is what Dubois just did. When he came down here to the sidelines, he could have just decided to run to the sideline and been out of bounds and picked up whatever he did. But no, when he got there, he cut it back inside to try to get a couple more, knowing that he was going to get clobbered. He did.
That's right.
But that's the way you play this game if you play it for real, and he plays it for real. Gain of about 7, 2nd and 3. At about the 44-yard line.
And he did stay in bounds, so that keeps the clock going.
This will be Stevens, and that'll be a couple of people on his feet.
Stevens tackled by number 62, Chase.
Gain is for a couple, maybe a yard. We'll call it 3rd and a short 2.
Yeah, 3rd and short here. It'd be nice to get a first down to keep this thing going and keep the drive alive for the first half. Otherwise, they have a chance of kicking the ball to Lisbon away here.
Right. Handoff inside, and the flag flies. Schreiber on the tackle on Dubois. The flag will be against the Beach, called by the referee.
And I'm sure it'll be taken, because that's pretty close to a first down, about a yard away. So I'm sure Lisbon will force him to go 3rd and long, I want to talk about the Beach, Raj, as far as their remaining schedule. Well, we have 1 game left. And if you can make it, it's Kittery, Maine. Trape Academy against Old Orchard Beach. And as far as I know right now, Trape will be going into that game, I believe, winless. They lost a big last night to Jay, up in Jay. Something like 36 or 38 to nothing.
Wow.
But they did play Livermore Falls last week, and I think it was 40 to 20.
Yeah, they scored 20
They scored 20 points on it.
Exactly.
So, I mean, that's got to say a little bit something. They played at Trape Academy. So both those teams will be looking to go out on a winning note, I believe.
I think so. 3rd down and about 13, we'll call it.
And this one's far from over.
Another flag. Yeah, that'll be a procedure call on Burke. He was cutting upfield before the snap, and I'm gonna guess that that's what the call is.
And I'm gonna guess that they're gonna decline it and force the Beach to punt.
You're right. And Josh takes a shot at the cheerleaders down there. We had the good fortune of being able to speak to those young ladies last week, and they're all out there again, out there with their rain gear, looking good. And ladies, thank you very much. Thanks for last week. You were great and doing a good job. And there they are.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing too. They're
decline
refusing it.
So we got a 4th down. I'm sorry, 4th and about 13, and Scott Darling will be punting out of here with Smith going deep. Smith down back around his own 30, 35-yard line. And Darling gets it away again very nicely. Takes a Beach bounce. It will come dead inside the 30 to about the 27. Excellent punt when there's no return. There's what you want. Scott Darling has pulled off a couple of those today. So Lisbon back on offense now with 1:48 remaining here in the first half.
Yeah, 2-minute drill probably right here. You never know.
Yeah.
Timeout for the beach, by the way.
Well, we got a timeout on the field. Let's take a timeout. We can use one for a couple of commercial messages. We'll be back.
Tradition and Maine go hand in hand, and one tradition the locals enjoy is visiting Wormwood Private Breakwater, Camp Ellis. Wormwood's has been a family affair for more than 50 years, serving up the finest in fresh seafood, certified Angus beef, as well as chicken and pasta dishes. Wormwood's enjoys making you feel at home with hearty meals, lighter portions for small appetites, and gladly accommodates those with special dietary needs. Visit Wormwood's. Become a part of the tradition.
At Soccer Redemption Center, redemption is our only business, so we give you the best service around. At Soccer Redemption, we accept any quantity of returnables. We trust your honest pre-count. You won't stand in long lines. In fact, if you have young children or are disabled, we'll come to your car. And if your organization plans a bottle drive, team up with Soccer Redemption. We'll give you 10% above their value and park our trailer for collection at your location or ours. So if you plan a bottle drive, call Soccer Redemption at 283-8900 today.
Nope.
It's a first down as we come back here on the 26-yard line for Lisbon.
Good timeout to take, and I'll explain why in a minute, Raj.
Okay. Everybody in tight. Defense as well. And Smith goes wide, finds some room, runs very, very well. Finally out of bounds, but he'll get the first down and more out to about the 40 or so.
I thought Dean used that timeout wisely because, you know, they've got about 2 minutes left, and they show a variety. They got some good receivers, too. And he just wants to get a defense set to, you know, where they can attack that 2-minute drill if they have it.
Yeah.
So everybody's positioned in the right place. They've kept this game this close, and I'm sure he just doesn't want to make one more mistake and go into halftime like 14-0 down.
Exactly. It's a first down at the 41-yard line. The clock stopped for the boy going out of bounds at 1:37 left. First down. Out of the eye once again, Smith finds room inside, avoids a couple of tacklers, does a nice job, and we'll get another first down inside the 50.
Willett on the hit. 11-yard pickup by Smith. He crosses midfield now to the beach territory, about the 49-yard line.
Yep.
Still only a minute 30. They've only used up 18 seconds on this drive, and they've already moved around 22 yards or so.
It's first down. Look for them to go to the air, even though they're in a tight formation soon. If not on this play, it'll happen soon, I do predict. And there we go.
Right.
And Brooks is going to throw. He's got his man, Wellington, who's got the ball, and is going to get away from 1, 2, and he's down at the 4-yard line.
A beautiful catch and a run right after. You called it. It was going to be a pass play, and the other good thing about Brooks, he's got two fine receivers, in Wellington and Shorey, who don't drop the ball that often. When you got talent like that, you need to use it.
The only reason I called it is I felt that after running it twice and establishing that they can do that for good, solid chunks, with looking at the clock with 1:20 or something, you're gonna draw your defense in tight, and this be a place maybe to go over the top, and that's what they tried to do. So anyway, first down and goal. They're just inside the 5, and now Brooks will take a timeout. Something he didn't like.
Yeah, somebody may not have been lined up right because they're all looking at one player. That's embarrassing.
It is, isn't it?
With pointing, going, who, me?
Yeah, what? I didn't. No.
Not even supposed to be out here in this play. We know. No, anyways, 44 seconds left. Lisbon is threatening again to go up by 2 touchdowns. 6-0. The Beach trails this thing.
You know, I was out of town for about the past 3 days. I was in Boston on a corporate retreat, and they say it was snowing up here. But it didn't snow in this area. It didn't. It snowed midnight,
yes.
right?
Only at your driveway.
My driveway, yeah, right.
I went by your house and it was calming down.
Yeah, it was 6
Went over and snowblowed it for you and everything. Didn't even notice?
Oh, but
It's on the neighbor's yard now.
Yeah, right. That was great. Thank you very much.
Hey, looking at the stats real quick, Raj, he's thrown eight passes and completed 7 out of 8. Brooks has, so they do have a very legitimate passing game.
Yeah. Well, they do indeed. Well, Kurt talked about that a little bit. He said they like to mix it up, although he expected more run than pass this afternoon.
On a day like today,
you
right.
would too, right?
Well, first and goal at the 4. With 44 seconds left.
Let's see what Brooks and the boys decide to do. Smith gets the handoff. Yep. And he's going to get stopped. Hey, maybe a yard, maybe not even that. John Gittinger makes a nice tackle. No mistake. Got a chance to talk to the Gittinger brothers last week, Andy. Nice boys.
Yeah, nice bunch of kids. If I ever get their names straight, call one the other, and I actually knew who they were. You know, it's just one of those things where you get brothers and.
They don't care what you call them as long as it's not late for dinner. Right?
Hey, 19 seconds. I'm not sure they can even stop the clock anymore, so you've got to rush it.
Good point. And they're going to throw. Looking for somebody breaking down inside. Came back over the middle. He had him, but the boy dropped the ball. And it'll be a third down. Stops the clock. That was Shorey.
Yeah, 1 or maybe 2 more plays left. Third down. He maybe will sneak a third and a fourth down play here.
This is a big defensive position for the Beach. They really want to stop them here.
I guess they can get one. They are using their last time out.
Well, they've done it with 9 seconds left.
Right. And you got to figure one of two things might happen here. Either they're going to run wide to try to go out of bounds if they don't make it to get off another play, or they're going to throw the ball.
That's right. Standing up in back of that huddle that we see back there, those people are the marching band, the Beach marching band. They're not in uniform because they've got a band show tonight at South Portland, and they're trying to save the uniforms from being too wet. It's a miserable situation if you have to put on a wet uniform to go out and march a band show, which is what they would do if they were out here this afternoon all dressed up. So they're going to do their show, but they're going to do it in street clothes and save the uniforms for tonight. Hopefully it'll stop raining by then. Great little organization. They're undefeated again in their class this year, in their marching class, and they'll be going for the state title next week at Biddeford High. So if you're in the area and you want to see a band show that you think might be fun, Biddeford High School next Friday night for the state championships. All right, we've got a third down and about 4 yards to go, and Brooks looks to throw. Rushed, finds his man, and it's incomplete. Right into the hands once again. This time it was Wellington, and he couldn't hang on to it. That's twice that Brooks has put the ball in the letters, but it's a tough ball to hang on to on a wet, soggy day. 5 seconds left, and another timeout being called by Lisbon.
I didn't know they had that many left. That is the final one then. Well, 5 seconds left. You get time for last play. It's fourth down. They need to get in here.
Right.
So this probably will be the last play of the half. They want to make sure they call the right thing. Their last 2 passes were incomplete. They seem to have trouble when they get up close like that. I noticed looking sometimes at the box scores during the season that they don't do very well with point afters neither. For some reason they like the wide field, the wide playing field, all the talent they have. So maybe the Beach has got them right where they want them there, inside the 5. No. Dean comes off the field. Dean Plant calls defensive signals, doing a tremendous job here this afternoon. This is a power football team, and it's only 6-0 right now, so this will be a big play before the half.
It really is a big play for both teams. More importantly for the Beach, because they really want to still hold them here. This is gives them something to fire up for the second half.
Long count. They're trying to draw the Beach off.
They were trying to draw the defense. Now he's going to throw into the corner. There's nobody there. Well, he had a boy, but overthrown. And that ends it. So we've completed our first half of play from Joe Regina Field in Old Orchard Beach. And our score on the Village Inn scoreboard, Lisbon 6 and Old Orchard Beach nothing. Andy and I will take a little break along with our videographer, Josh Lowell. We'll be back for the second half right after this.
Barnum Animal Crackers next to Jurassic Dinosaur Cookies. Gumballs and Mary Jane's next to Nintendo Bubblegum. Penny candy everywhere. Are you in the Twilight Zone? No. You're at the Wayway store, where every day is a step back to 1929. Stop in and visit with Catherine and Peggy for all your everyday grocery needs and then some. And remember, a slower, kinder time. From penny candy to pet locks, dried beans to dolls with homemade outfits, you'll find it at the Wayway store. Step back in time at the Wayway store without leaving today.
Ready to celebrate? Head to Party Castles, where you'll find delightful party supplies for every event. Party Castles has a great new store at 471 Elm Street, Biddeford, just a few doors from their former location. Party Castles has new extended hours because the staff at Party Castles knows any time can be party time. Remember, weddings are a specialty at Party Castles, with an incredible inventory of beautiful supplies and a variety of services to help you create the perfect wedding. Any important day will be more special after a visit to Party Castles.
Main Glass is the first place you should call when you're looking for expert auto glass and sunroof installation. Our trained professionals are NGA certified technicians, equipped with the latest tools to do the job right for you. Our customer service staff can handle your insurance claims, arrange a time convenient to your schedule, for local pickup and delivery of your vehicle if needed. And in most cases, we can do the work the same day that you call. At Main Glass, when we say we do it right for you, we mean it. Right for you.
All right, on the field, you see the captains now positioning themselves to find out where they're going to be. Lisbon, to your right, will be receiving the ball in the third quarter. Looking at the stats, the score right now is 6-0 at halftime. The Greyhounds lead this thing. They were threatening at the end of the half, and the Beach held them, so the Beach has to be happy with that. I'm going to go over stats real quick. For the Beach, 0 for 1 passing, no yards, 34 yards on the ground, so 34 yards of total offense. For Lisbon, on the ground, 72 yards on the ground, most of those by Smith. 7 for 11 in the air. He was 7 for 8 for a while. The last 3 were incomplete around the 4-yard line toward the end of that drive for 105 yards, 177 yards to 34. So definitely Lisbon dominating as far as stats go. The only score of the game was in the second quarter. 3:57 left in the half. A 14-yard pass from Brooks to Moyes. Walter Moyes, point after was no good. The 2-point conversion was tried and failed. And that's where we are. The 5-1 Greyhounds lead the 1-5 Seagulls 6-0. And if you're the Beach defense, the defensive coach, and the staff and the players, you got to be happy with what went on. You're down only 6-0 to a team that's probably figured to win by at least 30 points in this football game. And you got to be pleased. So we'll see what adjustments both coaches made. I know that Lisbon made some adjustments in the first half. I mean, they used their wideouts and they tightened everything up and decided they wanted to try to run the football. So the Beach will be kicking off from your left to your right. Scott Darling will be kicking off as my partner Roger Pansher. That cold out, he did a great job calling the band out there. They did a super job and getting himself a well-deserved cup of coffee. And we'll take it up here with Scott Darling doing the kick. And it's a line drive kick. We're going to whistle right away. It might be offside on the Beach. And that should be coming back. And it'll be re-kicking over on the offside. They knew you were running a little late, so one of the Beach players, Rod, decided to just jump the gun real quick. And
those are my boys.
So you can catch your breath and get back up here. We don't want Andy calling this one. So.
That's right.
Kicking off from their own 35-yard line. Again, will be Scott Darling. Let's try this again. Ben does such a terrific job. We were just talking about that.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for covering. I appreciate it.
And you, of course, you do a nice job covering them, too, during halftime. A lot of people don't know when we're off the air. Roger is also doing double duty here.
Well, it's just fun because the band is a program that I love for a long time.
Exactly.
My boys were involved and are still involved one way or another. Okay, up back actually, picks up the ball and gets it out to the 45.
Yeah, get 52, and there's no 52 on the program, but it might be Brian Chase, I'm not sure. 52. Booker, okay. Okay, Booker is listed 42 on the program, but I guess he's changed it to 52, so. good field position as we start out. And I was just mentioning, Roger,
Yeah.
Beach has to be happy with what's happened in the first half, only being down 6-0.
They go back to that original offense now with a two-boy split wide, but Smith is going to run. And he goes as wide as he can, finds the corner, gets around. Still on his feet, finally dragged down. Big gainer. Way inside the Beach territory, down around the 39-yard line.
Yeah, nice 21-yard pickup by Smith.
Make that the 34-yard line, sorry.
21-yard pickup by Smith. He's done a real nice job carrying the ball. We mentioned stats-wise, 177 to 34. Lisbon leads it, and 105 of that is passing, 7 for 11. Again, see, that's what they do. They split out everybody to the opposite side now.
Well, Brooks is an outstanding quarterback. He's proving it here this afternoon. He's done it all. Smith, again, this time they catch up to him and gang tackle at about the line of scrimmage. Lots of folks there. Dubois, Jamie Gettinger, a couple of other guys.
I understand, too, Tom Veer, who got injured in the first half, has been taken to the local hospital, I guess, for maybe x-rays or a test or something on a knee.
Yeah, talking to his dad, it apparently he says he looks like as though he got hit head-on rather than to one side or the other. But you never know. Ligament damage is so common today on Lee's. And this Brooks with a carry keeper right up the middle, follows his center, gets the good gainer, be close to the first down. I think he'd be a little short, but down to about the 25.
Nice run, 9 yards. Last time he did that, he ran for 7 yards. So he must see something every once so often. The nose tackle or whatever, you know, somebody playing right on the center is probably moving over, and he's taking advantage of that.
Let's see if they go for the big play here on a 3rd and short. They can always get the first down on the next play. Now they're going to go with Smith. He's going to get the first down, but not by much.
No, he just barely got it on the right side. And it will be a first down, though. Gain of a couple yards for Smith.
So that brings it down to about the 23, and it's another first down.
And again, the Lisbon Greyhounds are marching down. I mean, we mentioned before they're one of the 3 teams in the playoffs with a 5-1 record right now. Their only loss was to Livermore Falls up there opening day, 7-0.
Brooks is going to keep it. He's got room. He's got a flag as well as he's down to the 10, but that flag fell at about the 24. I think it's coming back.
Yeah, Don's making the call again.
Yeah, he does that all
That's a great
time,
job.
doesn't he? Yeah.
I predict he will be officiating a game here in the future. In the next 4 years or so, he'll be wearing stripes out there. So he's showing he's usually right. I usually watch for him until I get all my calls right. You didn't know that. I thought I'd let you know that at the end of the season.
Just follow Don.
Thought I was picking that from up here all alone, didn't you?
That's right.
Well, that's coming back.
Yeah, it sure does, all the way back to the 34.
Brooks had made a good decision on that option to keep the ball, because if he would have handed that ball off and pitched it, both those boys would have been hit.
Well, it's a first down, but now it's a first and about 22 or so. That'll change the outlook a little bit. See what Lisbon does. Long count again. As you mentioned earlier, Brooks will throw. Gets a bit of a rush, goes over the middle to Wellington, and he's got him, and he is in for the touchdown. There are no flags.
No, it's a great pass.
It is. It is. Absolutely great pass.
It's a strike right in there to Wellington. It comes at 34 yards.
Wellington never broke stride, and he was just right there, just full out, and the ball just comes right into the hands. Perfectly thrown ball. And the score is 12-zip, and they will go for, well, they went for 2 the last time. Let's see if they do that again. I assume they probably will.
I notice they're having trouble every time they get bottled up close over here with formations and everything.
Yeah.
Not very successful in the point afters. Looking over some of the score sheets over the year.
Well, they're going for 2. Wellington is in motion. And Brooks will throw. He throws to the corner to Shorey, and is in for the 2. That was easy and well done. Well, that was on was the defender, but a couple of yards behind him. Pass was perfect. So with 5:27 left here in the third quarter, the score on the Village Inn scoreboard: Lisbon 14 and the Seagulls nothing. Josh and Andy and I will be back right after this. We'll be back.
My family's affiliation with Stockholm Benefit Savings Bank goes back at least 100 years. My grandmother made deposits at the bank, including one from me when I was born. Our family has done business with the bank for over 4 generations. Why? Because Stockholm Benefit Savings Bank is a very human place. One is not a mere account number, but a person treated with respect and appreciation.
So, Roger, we'll see if Moyes kicks to Burke. We'll see if Moyes kicks to Burke again. He always lines up like he's going to kick that one. He usually does kick right to him. They want to try to keep the ball away from Darling and DuBois, I think.
Well, that's what he's doing. You're right. Perfect. He picks it up just short of the 20, gets a bit of a block, and gets very little, actually.
He's down, too.
And he is hurt coming up. Shoulder, arm. As he comes off the field, Kenny Burke is a hurting unit.
I tell you, there was a lot of speed on this side of the line, like Wellington and company for Lisbon, and they were trying to form a wedge in the middle, and he's trying to get to that wedge, but they hit him just before he met to the wedge, and he got hit, kind of on the side, on the shoulder, and went right down.
They're looking at the shoulder. Okay, it's first down. Handoff by Melanson to, I believe, Jesse Stevens.
Again, that's Booker. Sorry, Raj. Booker getting the hit again at nose tackle there.
Tough, isn't he?
Yeah, Kurt talked about him before the game. Said you'll see him maybe in the backfield because of the injury to Lesai, but we haven't. They played him mostly on defense. They don't need him with Smith back there.
Right.
But definitely a force at nose tackle. He's made a lot of plays here this afternoon. Second down and still 10.
And the fullback on offense is that middle linebacker, number 36. He's been tough in the middle as well.
Again.
Yep. You're right.
That Booker's just a hard guy to contain. He got the arms in. He was actually going down when he made the tackle.
That's right.
So it's third and long, 3rd and 10. And Lisbon Greyhounds seem to come out a little more fired up here in the second half. Coach probably told them,
This is for real, kids.
This is a game
go play.
We're favored to win by like 20 or 30 points here. We're up by 6. This is a football game.
Well, the weather hasn't improved. It looked for a minute there, it was going to clear up at halftime. It looked like the sun was going to break through, but we're back to the rain. As DuBois comes around, and he gets hit hard, but they'll pick up about 7 or 8, 6, well, maybe more like 6. Don is tough. He takes his hits, and it's the kid who hit him that's still down.
Yeah, he really took a shot
He really
into
did.
that pile. A gain of about 5 or 6 hard-earned yards. It's clock stop now with 8:02 left to go in quarter number 3. If you just joined us from Joe Regina Field in Old Orchard, Class C matchup, it's the Lisbon Greyhounds 14 and the Old Orchard beat Seagulls nothing on the Village Inn scoreboard.
Very good, very good. While they're attending to the boy that's on the field, let's take a short break. We'll be back.
Quality Auto on Route 1 in Saco has expanded, and to celebrate, we're tearing up prices. You can now own a car for as little as $500 down, tax included. We take cash or trade-in and offer low weekly payments. So choose from over 150 pre-owned vehicles on our lot. You can buy here and pay here. No one's turned down for bad credit. Call now or come in to Quality Auto at either of our 2 convenient locations on Route 1 in Saco, just south of the Cascade Inn. That's right, just $500 down, tax included at Quality Auto.
Boy, they don't have many extra players in their sidelines, do they? Look at the... I know, I was going to say, there's not much depth there at all. Another shoulder.
Well, the injured boy has left the field. It's Chase, number 62. It looked like a shoulder injury as he went off. And Darling gets the ball away. Real high floater that Smith fields and gets away from one, is dropped just over the 50-yard line. Gettinger got a hand on him. Melanson cleaned it up. The ball is down at about the 40, well, we'll make it the 50-yard line, I guess, where D went down.
Yeah, actually, Darling was looking for a flag there. He got touched a little bit by, I'm not sure if it was Wellington. It might have looked like him, who almost got a piece of the ball and then looked at the official, and the official said no.
Yeah, that's twice we've had a punter look for a call. DuBois earlier.
Right.
But anyway, we are looking at a first down right at the 50-yard line. DuBois split it down here at the bottom of your screen. The pitch out is dropped, fumbled, bobbled. Lisbon boy, I believe, falls on it.
Trying a little bit of a fancy play here this time, and that one cost him about 5 yards.
It did, so it...
lost about 4.
Yep, we'll call it 2nd and 14, back around the 46. Yeah, they were going for some kind of a reverse deal, whatever, and the muddy ball didn't help. We're still with the two boys split wide on a 2nd down. And they're going to try it again. This is Wellington, and he does have room. Comes sweeping back, and is still on his feet. Gets one more block, and goodbye.
Yeah, Shorey hit John Gettinger about the 30-yard line to, just make sure he wasn't going to catch him.
That's right.
So it's the same play, and you got to give him credit. They ran it well.
50 yards, make it 54 yards.
54-yard run by Wellington. First time he's carried the football, and I don't think that's the first time they've run that play all year, because I noticed that Wellington's run some balls in during the season. So the funny play works, and now they're starting to open things up a little bit here.
They sure are. It's 20-0 as they go once again for the 2, I assume. No, I guess they're going to kick one now. Smith is going to attempt a 1-point conversion. And let's see what happens. It's up, and it is no good. Off to one side. So with 6:45 remaining here in the third quarter on the Village Inn scoreboard from Old Orchard Beach, our score, Lisbon 20 and Old Orchard Beach nothing. We'll be back.
How can the Village Inn get any better? By being the only brew pub in Old Orchard Beach serving delicious white-tail brews. By hosting a blowout Monday night football party with great food like the all-you-can-eat pasta buffet with authentic Italian dishes prepared by the experts. By having the bountiful breakfast buffet every Saturday and Sunday morning from 8 till 11. And believe it or not, there's more. Find out for yourself at the Village Inn, Saco Avenue, Old Orchard Beach.
It is. We're reminded, that this is the last home game for John Gettinger, Don DuBois, Scott Darling, Garrett Stevens, and Derek Blanchard.
Exactly.
Yep.
Well,
this is the last one. Next week, of course, they'll be at Trape Academy, but for the hometown folks, this is the last home game. Kicks away to Don as he picks it up on the 20-yard line. Tries to find that wedge up the middle. Has it and is met in the middle of it. Just about at the 35.
This time they lined up a little bit differently. Well, actually, Burke's out of the lineup probably still. I'm not sure if he was out there or not.
Yeah.
But I'm looking on this side of the field, and it was DuBois was on this side. I'm not sure the kicker even noticed it, but the Beach takes over. Pretty good field position. 6:39 left, 20-0, as you mentioned. The Greyhounds now, after a 6-0 halftime lead, we're less than halfway through this third quarter, and they've already put up a couple boards. So a very explosive team.
We're at the 37-yard line, the first down, and Melanson is going to throw. He's thrown over here to Darling, who makes a nice catch, gets hit, picks up about 4 to about the 41. Scott ducked under a couple, but there were a lot of folks there. waiting for him. He had Darling short, and I believe he had Burke deep. Went to the short man. Is that the first pass attempt today?
Second pass attempted.
Second.
And it's the first completion.
Okay. 2nd and 6. Ball is just over the 41. The Seagulls have been in Lisbon territory earlier in the game, but haven't been there recently, and haven't really threatened this afternoon. Then they're not going to threaten on that play, that's for sure.
No, and we're gonna
ball.
Yeah, right into the pile too. So you got to wonder what that is. Either offense or a face mask, either one.
We've had a couple of face masks called today, one on each team.
I think that one might be an offensive. Yeah.
It's going to be a holding against the Beach. And they'll probably decline this, I would think. Set up a 3rd down. There was a loss in the play. Well, I don't know. Who knows? Holding will set them back another 10, I suppose. Could go either way. So the Beach will have to take whatever happens here. And I guess they're going to walk off the 10.
So it'll still be second, but it'll be
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Double check those guys.
Second down and 15. Down is over, though. 5:52
Look at that.
left.
He added another one.
Oh,
another
well,
yard
they heard
and a
you.
half.
They
See?
heard you again.
There you go.
You gotta
After
talk
walking
lower
off
up here,
10,
'cause they all
the
hear
point
it.
of the foul, he walked off 2 more yards. Why? Because it had to be from the line of scrimmage? Maybe. DuBois, anyway, comes back upfield and is dropped at the 42.
Good block by Jamie Gittinger that time. Enable that one to work a little better, Roger. Otherwise, that would have went for no gain.
Yep. Well, they got all the yards back. It's going to be 3rd and 6, which is where it was basically before. So anyway, 5:14 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The clock is running. On a 3rd down play, out of the wishbone rather, Don is going to come wide following his blocking, and he stumbles actually on the muddy surface, and will pick up maybe a yard. So it looks like about a 4th and 5.
Right.
No, wait a minute. They're setting it back a couple.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, he says.
What'd you expect?
Okay. Well, yeah.
Every time the ball's down, they always got to move it back 2 yards. Right? The Beach has the ball. That's the way it is.
That's the way it is. 4th and 7.
If it was an incomplete pass, they move it back a couple of yards.
Yeah. And Darling will punt. He gets it away.
No flag again.
No. And he gets a terrific roll on this thing. That's inside the 5, where it's picked up by Smith and dropped at about the 9-yard line. Another great punt by Darling. Any other season, you know, it would be one of the great stats going. But this is one of those years where you don't want to be punting, obviously. But he has done a great job all year. The ball come right out to the 10, and that really puts this team way back there. But we'll see what they can do.
Lisbon has regained control, I think, of this football game.
Oh, they have
both
indeed.
Defensively and offensively.
And weather-wise, it's getting a little just more miserable, if that's possible. It's just a very cold, wet drizzle coming down now.
And that's the good part.
That's the good part. And Brooks keeps the ball, and he's got a little ways to go. He could go 90 yards. He will go 90 yards. There's only one boy that can catch him, and he's going to be blocked out, and that's it.
No flags,
no
so
flag.
I guess it's going to stand.
90 yards for Jason Brooks.
Well, these guys are dangerous from any part of the field. I don't care if they're on their own 4 or on your 30.
Yep.
They can strike very quickly. 26-0
now. And suddenly it just gets a little colder and wetter. You know?
3:57 left, too, in the 3rd, and that's the 3rd score now of the quarter. Whatever that chat was in at halftime, I want to take that home with me. Have to talk to some people.
Put that on tape. Use it at the right moment.
Does it work for kids?
Sure. There's the extra point, and it looks like it may be wide, and it is. Well, we've got 3:57 left now in the 3rd quarter. This very long 3rd quarter for the Beach. And the Village Inn scoreboard has a score of Lisbon 26, Old Orchard Beach nothing. And Andy and I and Josh, we'll all be back.
Not everything at the beach is closed. Priscilla Pickard invites you to visit her wonderland of crafts and gifts at Sills Gifts and Crafts, 8 Ocean Park Road, Old Orchard Beach. For that unique gift for that hard-to-please person that's sure to bring a smile to all ages. Balloons for all occasions, cabin candlery candles, Christmas ornaments, beanie boppers, porcelain dolls, and of course, there's more at Sills Gifts and Crafts, 8 Ocean Park Road, Old Orchard Beach.
One of the beach's most popular places for breakfast and lunch is the Breakfast Club Restaurant, 64 Saco Avenue, Old Orchard Beach. Currently under new management. Stop by and check out the menu. Good down-home cooking with huge portions like the double-decker sandwiches or any of the other menu items. Also to fit everyone's needs is the Dieter's Corner. For the preferred customer, pick up the preferred customer card. Buy 4 meals at regular price and receive a 5th meal for half price. So stop on by the Breakfast Club Restaurant today and see what you've been missing.
(26-0), and we're ready to rock and roll with 3:57 left here in the third quarter. As the kick is away, and once again they come down to this side. This time it's going to be Cordwell who's going to look for the wedge, find some of it, and get driven down at about the 37-yard line.
If Josh goes just a little higher with that camera there,
yeah,
in that side of the field, you see the rescue on that side of the field right now. Looks like taking the player to the, probably the player that hurt his shoulder,
yeah,
probably for some tests. That's the second player this afternoon that's been taken to the local hospital.
That's right.
Looks like he banged up a shoulder from here, but
yes, indeed. So we are looking for a pass play here, and what do we got?
No, incomplete.
Incomplete. Lisbon wanted it, but couldn't get it. Beal comes out of that as the intended receiver, and he limps back to the huddle.
Yeah, the ball was thrown very low. No chance for Beals. Actually, the best chance was for the defender for Lisbon to come up with that pass.
Right.
It was more toward the inside of the field. And Beals really, sometimes when you don't get as much action as Beals is not getting, sometimes when you fall down and when you get hit, it just hurts a little more.
Hurts a little hard. That's right.
And the joints get
exactly.
just a little bit...
just a little nastier. Melanson will throw again. This time he's hit just
That's
before
a fumble out,
he gets
incomplete.
rid of it, and it's incompleted pass. Okay. Hinkle went running after it, but it was ruled incomplete.
Doing the hitting, I think, was Gary Roberts. It's only a sophomore on 6'2", 205.
Good size
85,
for
yeah.
Young kid, huh?
He put the hit that time right on quarterback Melanson. And that'll bring up 3rd and long.
Awfully long third quarter, isn't it? With 3 touchdowns scored by Lisbon, and now the Beach throwing unsuccessfully, stopping the clock. DuBois avoids one boy, gets hit by a couple more, and will pick up about 5 maybe, or 4. Out to about the 43, we'll call it. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
4th and 6.
Sorry, that's right. What? 2nd and 6. When did I come up with that? Just
wishful thinking.
Wishful thinking is indeed. I just figured it was 2nd and 6.
3 minutes and 10 seconds left in the one of the longest quarters of the season, I think.
Yeah, it is.
As the Darling gets set to kick the ball away again.
And he does. Gets it off another beauty. Very high. Smith picks it up at about the 28. He'll get a good return back to about the 40-yard line.
Yeah, should take over in their own 39, somewhere around the 40, when it's all said and done. And the Greyhounds take over, leading this thing. If you just joined us, at one time it was a scoreless first quarter. Then 3:47 left in the half. Lisbon finally scored, made it 6-0, threatened again at the half, and didn't score. And we had a good football game. And we're seeing a completely different one here in the third quarter, as they've opened things up on some big plays. 44-yard run by Wellington, a 90-yard run by Brooks.
Yeah, we have seen the plays. Wellington in motion, and the handoff is to Schreiber, who tries to hit the middle, and he's hit very hard. Coming up with the tackle is Hinkle, 54, and a flag comes down into that hit. It's a holding against Lisbon, which is good news.
Well, we've seen a lot of holding penalties here this afternoon, too, it seems like.
It's declined because of the loss, so the Seagulls will go with the ball and be happy with a second down and about 13.
Still waiting for them to mark it.
Yep.
Oh, they actually have, okay. A couple yard loss.
Clock is down to 2:40 and counting as they come out. They split a couple of boys wide down here at the bottom. That's Shuri, number 10, down here in the corner that you see. As Brooks calls signals, hands off to the deep back. Smith, still on his feet, and down finally after a big gain of about 15, 16 yards over the 50.
Yeah, another big pickup.
Nice pickup. Down to the Seagull 47-yard line.
That's the 4th time he's run over 11 yards here this afternoon. 4 of his carries, one has been for 11, 13, actually 5th time. 2 11s, a 13, a 15, and a 21. So you're getting the bulk of the work here this afternoon with Lessard being out. We're going to get a timeout. No, thought it was an official's timeout for a second, but it's not.
First down. Long count. And Smith skips past a couple of boys, drives down to the 40-yard line for another nice gain. About 7, maybe. Yeah, about 7 yards. They'll spot it just short of the 40 and looking for a 2nd and 3.
You would think at this juncture of the game and the score, they don't really need to throw the football anymore. But their offense is geared to balance offense, and they're going to use whatever they have in their playbook.
Smith in for Blanchard as Schreiber will get the first down over the 35. Down to the Seagull 32 or 3. 33 we'll call it. Another first down. Minute 23 left now in the quarter.
Yeah, it's a 20-point quarter, and they're not done yet.
The quarter from hell. Handoff to Smith coming wide. Don finds him, and he falls down trying to cut back. No gain. Maybe you lose a yard?
Yeah, probably even lost a yard. As you said, he saw the host of tacklers for the beach pursuing him, decided to try to stop and make a different cut. And with this field condition the way it is, Barry Sanders could do that today. Second down at about 11. With 40 seconds left in the third quarter.
Brooks on a keeper, goes wide, right through 2 blocks, 2 tacklers, avoids some more folks at the other end, and is going to be down inside the 10-yard line. He had 2 boys standing over here waiting for him. He just went right through them, right between them.
Yeah, he gave him the chance to tackle him.
Yep, he never lost, he never stopped his stride or anything. He just strode right through both of those kids.
Right. The 27-yard pickup again now for Brooks. He's well over 100 yards, too, this afternoon, rushing the football.
It's 1st and goal. We're down around the 7-yard line. And Scott Darling comes out favoring an arm or a shoulder as well. Seen a little bit of that today.
Yeah, well, like I said, it seems like the worse the weather is, the more injuries you get.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Usually you get the ankle and the knee injuries. You're getting a lot of shoulders and everything else. So 20 seconds left now in the third quarter. 1st and 5.
And Smith is going to go wide to the other side. He's going to get close. He'll come up short, but
and the
not
clock,
that much.
Yeah, and the quarter's going to run out before they even get another snap on.
Right. We're down to 5 seconds now and counting. And they're going to spot it around the 2-yard line, I would say. And that is that. So we have completed now 3 quarters of play from Old Orchard Beach at Joe Regina Field. And our Village Inn scoreboard shows Lisbon with 26, Old Orchard Beach with nothing. And we'll be back for the 4th quarter after this pause. We'll be back.
Every journey requires someone who knows the signals, someone who can guide you through difficult times. Your financial future should be guided by someone with integrity, knowledge, and strength. World Marketing Alliance, WMA, has the solution. It's an independent marketing company that chooses the most powerful financial products from the world's most respected companies and provides them direct to you.
To get your financial plan on track, call me, John Stewart, at 283-0843. Thank you.
On the rim and out the door. That's what you'll find at Fritz's on Route 1 in Arundel, your new and used tire headquarters. Fritz's now has 2 lifts, 3 bays, and 2 full-time mechanics, along with a newly remodeled waiting room. With any purchase of a new tire, they're still offering a free mounting and balancing, plus a free valve stem. Fritz's has been serving the area for 25 years, and when you purchase a tire at Fritz's, you'll understand what they mean when they say, on the rim and out the door.
Beginning of the fourth quarter with the score 26-0, and we have a second down and goal. The ball sits at about the, well, I guess it's about the 2-yard line. Schreiber is the up back, but it's Smith with the ball, cuts back inside and in for 6. And so with 4 seconds into the fourth quarter, Lisbon scores again, and our score now runs up to 32-0. Remember, this was 6-zip at the half, and Lisbon has put on a big offensive show in the third quarter, and now at the beginning of the fourth, they'll go for the 1-point kick once again, with Wellington holding and Smith kicking. And he drops it. He's going to run for 2. And no, not quite.
Yep, nobody signaled it.
Close, but no cigar. So, let's see, what do we got? With 11:56 left now in the fourth quarter, our score, Lisbon 32 and Old Orchard Beach nothing on the Village Inn scoreboard. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back.
Bob's Exxon and Mini Mart, conveniently located on Elm Street in Saco, is also a state liquor agency. Bob's has a large variety of your favorite brands of beer, wine, and liquor. Whether you're planning a last-minute party, get-together, or just a quiet, relaxing evening at home, Bob's has just about everything you'll need. Sandwiches, snacks, soda, chips, and your favorite alcoholic beverage. Stop at Bob's today and get your get-together together. Bob's Exxon and Mini Mart, there for you.
Let's get ready for this kickoff. Andy, you know, you look at the kids are going to be coming back next year for the beach, with the exception of Don Dubois, of course, a major exception, but nevertheless, that whole starting backfield will be back. They'll all be a year older, a year bigger, a year stronger, a year more, just a year better.
Exactly.
And Burke runs back to kickoff to the 40 on a nice return. And the outlook for next season and the seasons to come, I think, is pretty good for this team. As you know, these high schools, colleges do the same things. They go through these rebuilding seasons.
Sure.
So you graduate a whole ton of seniors off a very successful season, and then you just have to fight to get it all back again. But they'll be back.
And you got to figure too, enrollment-wise, you know,
Sure.
like you take the South Portland, these are schools, some of the bigger high schools in the state. You know, they've got this stuff all the time. They've got rosters, they've got the people to choose from, you know?
Sure. And those kids keep coming back.
Right.
It's not rebuilding every year. It's just like somebody said, they don't rebuild, they reload.
Exactly.
Biddeford is the same way, and some other programs around the state.
Around here, it goes in cycles. You know,
Sure.
I think I mentioned a couple of weeks back, maybe at the Livermore Falls game, that the group of kids that went to the States last year, they took a pounding the years before that.
Oh,
You know,
that's
they earned every stripe. You know, they worked hard. The following year, they came out and look where they went. So You got to keep your heads up.
Second down, about 8, as Melanson hands off to Stevens, and Stevens pulls forward for a 3 or 4. You know, you figure Melanson at quarterback next year. You've got Stevens, you've got Willett, you've got Burke. And who else, you know, who knows who else is going to arrive on the scene. Kids check in, and it's always a lot of fun.
Exactly. Third and about 5, a long 5 we're going to call it.
Yep.
For the Beach is trying to get a first down to keep this drive going here. I see of Lisbon, I think they've got a couple new shirts in there. Of course, they don't want to get banged up. They're going to the playoffs. And
that's right. Dubois will get a couple, maybe only a yard.
Yeah. Pretty much got this thing in hand now, and they don't want to hurt anybody.
It's 4th down and about 4. A punting situation. Melanson coming in with the call. If you were wondering, Darling is playing, by the way. We mentioned him as being a little banged up earlier, but he's in the lineup, and they are not punting.
At least they're not showing that they're punting.
And everybody moves. A defensive man jumped, and then Beal down here stepped forward, and it could go against the offense.
Yeah, if it's motion, I'm sure they may decide to kick the ball away now.
Yep.
4th and about 9 or 10. Call 4th and 10. Close enough.
Close enough.
9:58 left in the football game as they get set to run the clocks, and they do. The Beach trailing this thing 32-0 to the Greyhounds, the 5-1 Lisbon Greyhounds.
Now we'll be seeing some new numbers as well for the Seagulls now as the afternoon rolls along. Number 82, I think, checking in, for example, was Scott Jerkin. He's only a freshman. And Darling gets it away. A driving punt that'll probably come dead or go out of bounds. Now it's going to be picked up and now out of bounds. Wellington picked it up, looked up, and stepped out at about the 25-yard line.
Yeah, he was outmanned by about 7 guys. There's no need to take a chance in running into anybody. You're already up this thing 32-0. It's a smart move.
Good punt as well by Darling. It's just no return on it. And Josh is able to move the camera in another direction so that he isn't trying to tape between the raindrops. we got a terrible trickle here running right in front of us, and when he comes over on this side, it's usually right in his face. But on the other end, we're okay. First down for the Greyhounds.
I don't think there's another high school in the state with that nickname. That's an interesting nickname, the Greyhound. Never heard of another school.
I probably bet on a couple of them, in fact. And lost. There's a flag that goes down.
Chasing a rabbit?
Yeah. There goes Swifty. The ball is at the 25. Flag is down.
Yeah. That
against Lisbon.
That also just lengthened this game. We've seen numerous calls this afternoon. There's been a lot of penalty yards on both sides.
For sure.
And again, it'll be first and about 15 now as we start losing all our paperwork up here. Breeze picks up a little bit. As you mentioned,
15.
Gets colder.
It does, doesn't it?
I think Shorey is running the offense now, who's normally the wide receiver, number 10. I'm not sure, but I think he's going to be backup quarterback.
He's the quarterback. Yeah.
So, see, well, next year he's an outstanding receiver. It'd be a shame for them to take him out of that slot.
Well, that boy split wide at both ends. He hands off to his fullback, Schreiber, who's going to get a couple. And set up a third down now.
Yeah, third.
Sorry, second down.
Yeah, because it was first and 15 from that penalty flag.
Second and 13, we'll call it.
Second and 13, and we're about 8 minutes and 45 seconds left from the finale of the football game and heading into next week. Trape Academy. That's in Kittery, Maine. That's our closest away game this year.
Yeah.
And that's about 37 miles away or so.
That's right.
Most high schools would say that's a long trip.
It's 37 miles down flat, level, and then a mile up because you got to climb that ladder. Walk into the booth. That's another mile
Oh,
easy.
man. Josh hasn't been there yet. We kind of filled him in on some of the places that we go. He hasn't seen next year when we reverse the schedule around. We end up going to, like, the Lisbon if we play them, or Jay.
Or Booth Bay.
Yeah, Booth Bay, man. Boy, don't even talk about that place.
Hot dogs aren't ready.
Well, places we may not be heading up to if they don't change
that's right.
anything up there.
It's 2nd and 19.
I was told they were cooking the hot dogs today.
There's another flag that's fallen, by the way, as this play progresses. And Schreiber gets out to about the 35.
Yeah,
but
first down.
Yeah, flag fell way back around the 15. And I think it's coming back. Holding again, the penalty of choice for the day. The penalty du jour.
On the menu today is holding. Anytime you guys throw a flag, it will be holding. I don't care if you just move across the line of scrimmage. It's holding.
Right. It's holding.
Why? Because you weren't holding your own.
Hold them if you got them. It's a it'll be a 2nd down again for the 17th time from the 8-yard line. 2nd down is very popular. Holding, very popular.
Yeah. William Holden, very popular. You gonna play the holding game here or what? your turn. All right, here we go. Anyway, 2nd and 28.
Okay. And the handoff is to a new number 33. Things don't change, though. He gains a whole bunch of yards.
Up to the 20.
Yeah. Number 33 is unknown because there's no 33 on our...
the unknown player.
The Phantom 33.
For years, we've always run into that. Yep. Every time we went to a school on the roster, there's always that one player that wasn't listed on there. Probably a walk-on.
Yeah, this week. In spite of all that's going on, you know, the cheerleaders keep on cheering down there. They have their little rain gear.
Yep.
And they never quit. They just have a good time. It is 3rd down and about, we'll say 14 yards to go. Ball sits at about the 21-yard line, Lisbon 21. The Phantom player runs forward for a gain of about 6 or 7.
And it's going to bring up a punting situation for Lisbon.
Which hasn't happened
I don't
very
think they've,
often.
punted too much, if any, actually.
It'll be Moyes, number 47, doing the punting. I think he has punted once.
Yeah, once.
Before.
Yeah, Dubois will be back around his own 40. Waiting for this with 6:40 left.
And he gets it away. Nice rush by Laveria, but he did get it away. It bounds around and is caught, actually, by Wellington. And the Seagulls will go on offense at their own 42.
Yeah, good field position. A chance here with another drive to put something up on the board. You know, the local papers, one of the local papers, I'm not sure if Portland had it at 34-6.
Really?
Predicted this game. He's not too far away from this, 32-0.
Yep. First down and a nice run right through the middle. Still on his feet, driving forward. That's Kenny Burke. And that's the Kenny Burke we're going to see a lot of next year, gang, so be ready for that. He's a tough kid, and he's going to be a tough ball player, even more so, next season. So look for that. As we get down to the Lisbon 42, it's probably one of the better games of the day, isn't it?
It's the top rushing, of the day. Actually, he holds the second highest. Him and Dubois each have an 8-yard pickup. That's a 15-yarder.
15-yarder. And the field position improves by 15 yards as Melanson calls signals. And he hands off to Cordwell, who spins down for a gain of a couple.
Yeah, they'd like nothing better, you know, to finish with a touchdown here and then head up to Trape Academy with a little bit momentum and end the season on a winning note. And that should be a pretty good football game.
Momentum. Hey, Mo. Hey. Yeah, we'll call it 2nd and 9, maybe at about the 41. Cross. He came back on this cross direction play. That's Burke again. Oh, getting up very tenderly here. He is a hurt. Favoring an ankle, a knee, what? He's down. Picked up a couple of yards. And now the trainers are going to come out and take a look. When Burke goes down like this, as tough as this kid is, you know something's hurt.
Yeah, because he's the type of kid that just wants to be out there, you know, all the time. And time you see him on the field, you know, he limps up.
Well, let's take a break while they attend to Ken Burke. We'll be back. Here on the bench. I'm still not sure if it's an ankle or a knee. They're looking at his leg. Anyway, back on the field, it's a 3rd down and about 5 as Melanson looks to throw. Does throw. Intercepted. Very well done. Cutting right in front of the intended receiver, who was Don Dubois. That's Josh Lorette, number 24. He timed his move perfectly and watched Melanson, who was looking directly at Dubois, never looked anywhere else, waited for Dubois to make his move, and Lorette made his move just a little faster. Yep. So Lisbon takes over, Andy. They're at their own 49.
Yeah, we're under 5 minutes still. 4:58 left. The drive stops there. And the Lisbon Greyhounds are the new quarterback now coming out. A 3rd guy coming out. It's Eric Roy, only a sophomore.
He's listed as their quarterback. 2nd quarterback, backup quarterback, and we'll see what this young man can do on a 1st down. He will hand off, which isn't too tough to do. And that handoff may have been to Lorette, number 24, who's in now at the fullback spot. So we've got lots of new numbers in there for Lisbon, which is makes sense. It's smart for Lisbon coaching staff. They want to give their people a chance to rest and also let some new kids give them a chance to play.
Interesting, though. Wellington is still out as a wideout. You know, you'd think they would have sat him down too.
The mystery man, Swifty, we'll call him. Swifty and the Greyhounds goes down around the 45, number 33. So there's a loss there as the defense comes up big. Jamie Gittinger among others. And looking at a 3rd down and about 13, 14 yards maybe.
Yeah, 3rd and long. And again, you expect to keep them on the ground here. 32-0 lead. We're under 4 minutes now to play in the football game.
First back through is Lorette, and he is stopped. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage, and it'll be a 4th down and long. Clock ticking with 3:40 left.
Looks like the Beach will get its hands on it one more time.
Yep.
To try some kind of a drive here to put something on the board. And of course, you like to always finish the game on a positive note so you can take something with you. And this time, Brad Beals is deep back. It's the first time I think we've seen him back there.
Don Dubois is on the sideline. Punt is away by Moyes. Good one. Beals takes it, feels it, avoids one, but is nailed by
Booker.
Yeah, who has been all over this field today. Forward progress will put it out to around the 25-yard line. And Seagulls will have one more shot at moving the ball downfield. Trailing as it is, 32-0 with 3 minutes and 5 seconds left in this football game on a rainy, cold, drizzly, dismal afternoon.
Running out of words.
Just keep coming up with those adjectives. 1st down, Melanson. With Darling, who's now playing the up back in this offense. in motion. Now Cordwell with the ball. Stays in bounds and drives for a couple more. Will get a first down.
Nice run by Cordwell. Good blocking on this side by Darling and maybe Stevens. And who else was on this side, but gets it out nicely to the 37-yard line, a 12-yard pickup.
As Cordwell running is another kid that we'll be looking at again next season. He's only a sophomore. We keep forgetting just how young a lot of these kids are on this team. We get a surprise when we look at the opposition and say, oh, he's only a sophomore, and look at that, he's starting. But you look at this Beach team, and it's full of sophomores and freshmen who are playing. And there's another nice run by Cordwell.
9 yards, close to a first down. It'll bring up a second down in about 1, and the clock moving. 2.5 minutes now left in the football game. And trying to mount that one drive here.
He's not careful. He's going to be a leading rusher.
I think he already is.
There you go. You know, 2 runs like that, that's like 21 yards or something. And
well, 30 yards for Burke, and he's out of the football game now. So he's challenging Burke's record here.
And that's Stevens, who stays on his feet and tiptoes through a few folks and gets a big first down over the 50-yard line. They're running against a second-team defense for the most part, but that's okay. This is what the Lisbon team is going to look like next year in many ways. And this is what the Beach team is going to look like next year in many ways. So, you know, you can start predicting now. And the outlook is good. It's a first down for the Seagulls. Cordwell. Hey, and then he's going to get stopped, but he'll pick up another 5 or so. Down to about the 42, depending on the spot. Yeah, move it there. It's about 5. So, Cordwell looking strong as Jamie Gittinger checks out of the lineup for the Old Orchard Beach offense.
Yep, bring up a 2nd and 5, and we're approaching that time with about 1:20 left. Where this is definitely the last drive, and trying to keep it going.
Darling is the fullback. Willett, there's another boy we'll see a lot of next year. Ryan Willett. He gets the first down to the 35.
And that's his. I have that as his first carry of the day.
Yeah, you're right.
6 yards.
There's Garrett Stevens in there right now as number 32. He's checking out as we speak. Beals is back in. Blanchard also back in the lineup for the Old Orchard Beach boys. So we've got Cordwell and Willett as the deep backs in this offense. And Melanson looking to throw. He wants Beals. He has Beals. Beals is still
and he's in.
No flags.
No flags, so it stands.
And the sun came out as he scored in.
Hey, great.
The sun came out. Shadows on the field. Son of a gun. There is a God. Thank you, Lord.
Oh, God. This is fun to do these games.
I love football. And it's 32-6. As Beals makes a nice catch, waited for a moment for the pass, but he had the defense so badly beaten he could wait, and then tiptoed his way, skipped his way into the end zone. And there is 2 points for Darling. And that's his first score for Scott Darling, I think, this year, maybe. The first that I can recall. So with 49 seconds left to play here in Old Orchard Beach at Joe Regina Field, the villaging scoreboard shows Lisbon with 32, Old Orchard Beach with 8. And Andy and I and Josh will be back.
What do all of these products add up to? The United States Census Bureau says approximately 58 million Americans are obese, and obesity is a contributing risk factor for 4 of the 7 leading causes of death, including heart disease, high blood pressure, stroke, diabetes, and some causes of cancer. So there is a conclusive link between diet and leading causes of death. Now, what's the real cost? At Medical Weight Management, we take weight loss and lifestyle change seriously.
Okay.
That would be nice of you.